Today, I'm going to create the strongest character in all of Dandadan. Now, there are some crazy OP fighters in the manga and anime, like Count Saint Germain and Raiko Kashima, but they're going to be complete fodder compared to what we're going to make. We're going to pick the best abilities, traits, and items, and see how they hold up. Major spoilers ahead. But before we begin, the basic rules are that we get to pick any attribute, ability, or item from any character in the Dandadan verse, including the manga. The condition is that if you pick something from one character, that's all you can get from them. If a certain ability is tied to an item, we can either pick it as an ability, including the item itself, or mark it as a weapon, and take all the characteristics that make it a threat. Alright, first things first. Let's name our main guy. We're going with Majin. Yep, anime fans might instantly think of Dragon Ball, but it also means demon, which fits perfectly. Why? Because our boy's gonna need to lap into some seriously dark spirit powers if he wants even a chance at keeping up with the monsters in this world. Now let's hook Majin up with some powers, and we're starting strong by borrowing from the best girl in the series, Momo Ayase. She's got psychokinesis, and it's all thanks to her awakened ki. That spiritual power lets her connect to the aura of pretty much anything, living or not, and control it like a puppet. In her case, she does it with these massive invisible hands, grabbing stuff like it's right there in her grip. It's basically telekinesis, but on steroids. She can toss around fire trucks like toys, and that's just her casual strength. We actually get a glimpse of what she's really capable of during her awakening in Season 1. When she's captured by the Serpos, her glowing hand just obliterates their entire ship. There are hints she could even reshape reality itself, but she keeps that power locked away. Majin though? He's not holding back. No seals and no limits. Momo's used her spirit hands in some seriously wild ways, smashing enemies into walls, tossing them like ragdolls, snatching them midair, and even blocking attacks with a psychic shield. She can literally grab someone's heart, both emotionally and physically. That means she can shut down powers or even save someone from cardiac arrest. She's also figured out how to channel all that psychokinetic energy into one focused blast, wiping out entire squads of Serpos and a brainwashed alien in one go. She's the ultimate all-rounder with insane offense, defense, and support capabilities. And now, Majin's got access to all of it. Next up, we've got a manga-only ability, at least for now, and honestly, it might just be the most overpowered skill in the whole series, Raiko Kashima's mirror power. Raiko's a grudge-holding yokai with a serious edge, and her mirror is quite literally a reality-bending weapon. She can use it to project parts of her body through any reflective surface, which means if there's a mirror nearby, you're already in danger. She can attack from behind, above, even across the street. Basically, anywhere you're not looking. And the best part is that the more mirrors around, the more devastating the attacks get. We're talking a large-scale, city-wide reach. She can also use her mirror for recon, spying on targets from a distance and tracking them down with ease. Super handy when you're planning an ambush, but it gets crazier. If someone's carrying the mirror she's linked to, she can straight up possess them and take full control of their body. But her real showstopper move, the reason she's on this list, is her imprisonment ability. If you so much as catch your reflection in her mirror, boom, you're yanked into an alternate dimension that she completely controls. Once you're in, you're not getting out unless she says so. She can torment you, break you, or erase you. It doesn't matter how strong you are. And get this, she can trap entire armies just by catching a glimpse of them on a shiny surface. Basically, she's cracked. Her one weakness, though, is all tied to the mirror. Take it away, and she's vulnerable. But even then, stealing the mirror won't free anyone trapped inside. The only way out is tricking Reiko into letting you go. Going to our third ability, we've got a major villain you'll meet early in Season 2, the Evil Eye. And yeah, this thing's a problem. Its whole power set revolves around grudges and resentment, and Majin's getting the full package by being possessed by it. First off, the Evil Eye can use something called grudge reconstruction. Basically, it brings back all the people sacrificed by the Kito family, not as ghosts, but as fully formed, nearly invincible soldiers. These aren't just spooky apparitions, but they're basically tanks, and depending on how deep the grudge runs, he can summon even more spirits, even one just as deadly. Then, there's the Cursed House. It's a dome made from concentrated grudges that acts like a super shield, great for defense and trapping enemies inside. It's not unbreakable, but it's tough enough to buy plenty of time. And finally, the Grudge Ball. Pure grudge energy compressed into a deadly projectile. He fires it off like a cannonball, and it bounces around mid-fight, redirecting itself until it hits the enemy again. It's made for fast-paced, close-quarter combat. That's not all. The evil eye enhances the power of any it possesses, allowing it to possess super strength capable of destroying the Takomeshi exosuit with one strike, fast enough to keep up with Oka Run at 100 kilometers, and tough enough to take on hits from the main cast and stay standing. With this, Majin is going to become Yokai Superman. But it doesn't end there, as we're now going to choose the 3 traits he's going to have. While she might come off as just another entry in anime's long list of suspiciously young-looking grannies, Psycho Ayase is no joke. She's a total pro when it comes to spiritual stuff, but we're not here to borrow her medium powers. Nope. What Majin's getting is her big brain, her tactical genius, and encyclopedic knowledge of the supernatural. Throughout the series, whenever things get dicey, the gang turns to Psycho for advice. She's been around the block and knows everything about spirits, curses, and how to deal with them. And she's not just smart, she's scary good at predicting enemy moves. One of her best moments was when she outsmarted Turbo Granny, a legit threat, and predicted the exact spot she'd strike from before the attack even started. She was playing 4D chess right there, and it's not a one-off either. Psycho's the mastermind behind a lot of the team's major wins, like luring Turbo Granny out and exorcising her, or planning Rin's release from Onbusaman. Sure, she plays the lazy grandma act, but make no mistake, she's always 10 steps ahead. Good luck outsmarting that. Moving forward, most people know the Serpos from that infamous UFO probing scene in Dandadan, which makes them seem like a total joke, but don't be fooled, these guys are legit terrifying. And their most dangerous trait is their off-the-charts intelligence, and that's exactly what we're giving to Majin. The Serpos reproduce asexually and evolve by merging with other species. How? Because they've reached a level of scientific and technological mastery that's absolutely insane. We're talking cloning, building weapons and tools into their bodies, and even creating gadgets that open the empty space, a dimension you can't escape from unless you deal with the threat inside first. Now, imagine combining that kind of genius with Psycho's spiritual smarts and tactical brain. Majin basically becomes a walking encyclopedia of yokai, aliens, and everything in between. He'll be able to analyze enemies, break down their powers, and come up with countermeasures on the fly. Plus, with Serpo-level understanding, he can fine-tune his psychokinesis to crazy levels, just like they do. With our final trait, it's time to talk about the walking red flag, Momo's cringeworthy ex, Gigi. Say what you want about the guy, but his ki is absolutely ridiculous. In the world of Dandadan, a spiritual fighter's strength all comes down to their ki, and according to just about everyone, Gigi's got some of the rarest and most powerful ki out there. So rare, in fact, that even monsters are lining up for it. That's actually why the evil eye became such a massive threat, because he hijacked Gigi's ki and instantly went from creepy to cataclysmic. It took everyone just to stand a chance against that combo. Now imagine that same kind of insane energy fueling Majin, stacked on top of his psychokinesis, mirror power, and the evil eye's abilities. Yeah, we're talking final boss levels of danger here. And guess what? We're not even done yet, because next, we're going to give him 3 items to make him even more overpowered. But before we do that, make sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell unless you want me to feed you to an evil spirit. Anyway, now that we're diving into weapons and gear, let's kick things off with something massive. For starters, it's got a full heads-up display that gives you real-time info on the environment and your target, which is perfect for planning attacks or adapting mid-fight. And if you're going for stealth, this thing's got you covered. It has a hidden mode that lets you slip into the empty space, and a transparency mode that works like a chameleon camo, letting you blend into the surroundings for sneak attacks. The Bamura exosuit is tough. Like, took a hit from the Tokyo Tower and didn't even flinch tough. That kind of durability is a huge part of what makes this thing so deadly. But that's just the beginning. It can even grow. The suit's size can scale up depending on the wearer's will, up to a towering 45 meters tall, and the strength boost that comes with it is godly. In its normal form, it can casually toss a bear like a rag doll. In giant mode, it's cruising ships and flattening buildings with a single hit. It also comes with a tail that doubles as a grappling tool and a whip, making it perfect for mid-range combat. And just when you think it couldn't get more terrifying, there's slaughter mode. This form changes the suit's look completely, amps up its power, and adds straight up lightning attacks to the mix. To our second item, we've got the weapons of the mysterious and seriously dangerous Count Saint Germain. Normally, I'd highlight just one weapon, but in this case, the whole set works together, so we're grabbing all of it. Let's start with his katana, which is specially built to work with the real stars of the show, the Kogai. These are small vials that slot into the sword, and each one grants the user the powers of a different yokai. One bottle has one ability. It's like having a spirit-powered loadout you can swap mid-fight. Pretty sick, right? Well, where do these yokai powers come from? That's where the Azura knives come in. These cursed blades extract the power of a yokai, or even a human, but only if they willingly admit defeat before getting out. Once that happens, their ability gets bottled into a Kogai. It's a deadly combo that basically means Majin gets stronger with every win. And he's not starting from scratch either. He's already packing the same Kogai Saint Germain used. There's the Jumping Crone, which boosts his jumps and lets him hover, then Black Hair Cutter, which increases slicing power and adds black lightning to his strikes, and finally, the Water Tiger, which boosts his mass and density, so much so that just landing creates a crater. And finally, we're topping off Majin's build with one last, absolutely crazy addition, the Nano Skin, created by none other than the legendary Ludus. Think of this stuff as the miracle clay of the Dandadan universe. It can shapeshift into literally anything, just by thinking about it. Need clothes? Done. A weapon? Easy. A fully functioning high-tech machine? No problem at all. The nanoskin responds to the user's intent, and with Majin's boosted brain power from the Serpos, he can whip up anything his imagination can handle. It doesn't stop there though, as it can also act as a healing tool, replacing damaged tissue or working as a prosthetic. The only real catch is that it can't become more than its total mass. But don't worry, Majin's got tons of it, literally. Since we're getting it straight from Ludus, the only being who can make the stuff, and it's not even bulky, it can compress itself for easy carry. Having said all that, there is no one that could literally stop our character. But what do you think? What ability, trait, and item combination could be stronger than the one we just mentioned? Let me know in the comments, and if you like this video, make sure to check out this video where I watched Dandadan at 0.25 speed.